Coming up on Cardinals Insider.
I saw one of the players hitting left-handed, so I put a ball on the tee and started hitting left-handed.
How do you become a switch hitter? Find out from some Cardinals who bat from both sides. Plus,
I'm probably most excited for the fans.
Experience the rivalry at Wrigley. And later,
and of course, no pizza is right unless you have the sauce.
There's nothing like ballpark food. Find out what's cooking in the Cards kitchen. Welcome to Cardinals Insider. I'm Ozzie Smith. Switch hitting can be very difficult to master. Trust me, I know. It takes a lot of practice hitting from both sides of the plate, but it gives a hitter an advantage. Now let's meet some Cardinals who can hit from either side of the dish.
Carlson, base hit into right. A run will score. Edman to third.
I was about 6 years old, and I saw one of the players hitting left-handed, so I put a ball on the tee and started hitting left-handed, and ever since then, I've hit from both sides of the plate.
Tommy Edmonds from the right side swings and grounds it to the left side, and it's a base hit in the left field.
I had a coach who told me, because I'd messed around with hitting switch every now and then, and he told me, hey, if you want to be a switch hitter, you're going to have to fully commit to it. I started my 8th grade year and continued through my freshman year. And I actually started to struggle a little bit from the left side, and I went back to hitting just right-handed. I was getting recruited, and I ended up committing as a right-handed hitter, and the coaches at Stanford had said, hey, I heard that you were a switch hitter at one point, so do you want to try that out again senior year? So I did senior year and hit really well lefty, and have just been continuing to hit switch ever since then.
It definitely makes us more versatile, you know. You can't really plan against the lineup when you have two switch hitters at the top that can do some damage from both sides.
It causes a lot of problems for opposing pitchers and managers just planning out their pitching for the game. If you want to try to turn one of us around to the other side, we're both going to be on that side, so there's going to be no way to have an advantage against either of us.
It's just basically based off of if the guy throws left-handed, I'll hit right-handed. If he throws right-handed, I'll hit left-handed. You know, it makes our team a little more well-rounded.
Obviously, having Goldie and Arenado hitting right behind us, you don't necessarily want to bring in a tough righty when Dylan and I are at the top of the lineup, because we'll be hitting on our left side, which is the side that we get most of our at-bats at anyways. I think the most important thing is just taking as many swings from your non-dominant side as you can. We see so many more right-handed pitchers than left-handed pitchers, so we get way more at-bats from the left side. So it's just a matter of making sure we're getting plenty of swings right-handed in the cage.
Sometimes you're feeling better on one side of the plate, and you don't really get to choose which side you hit from every day. But just kind of keeping that balance on both sides of the plate.
For me particularly, if one swing isn't feeling that good one day, then I'll make sure I'm focusing on that swing, just to make sure I'm staying up to date on both sides.
It's not the easiest thing, hitting on both sides. So finding those consistent reps and keeping your swing on point is tough to do. So I just try to keep it as simple as possible and go out there and compete every pitch and try to win my at-bat.
And there's a base hit to right field. Trying to hit the ball the other way again, and he comes through. And that ball will get down. Edman on his way to second. He'll race for third. It'll be a leadoff triple, Tommy Edman.
The one thing you have to make sure to do is make sure you treat yourself as a hitter with two different swings. For me, I'm right-handed dominant, so from the right side, I use this top hand way more, and then on the left side, I have to kind of be using this side, but also making sure I'm not like pulling out this side too much.
And there's different things, like different checkpoints kind of I use on each side of the plate. Left-handed, I like filling certain parts of my body, whereas right-handed, I don't necessarily need to fill those same parts to know my swing's moving how I'd like it to. Yeah, it's definitely a lot of practice and a lot of work.
The Cardinals are playing at Wrigley Field this weekend for the first time this season. There's nothing like experiencing the rivalry in person. That goes for players and fans alike. Let's hear from a few of the guys who hadn't played at Wrigley in front of fans.
Definitely the fans. I mean, You know, first time for me playing in front of the fans there in Wrigley, and you know, I'm really looking forward to it. I've heard a lot of great things, and you know, it's always a fun time anytime we get to play against the Cubs.
Probably most excited for the fans. You know, I was fortunate enough to play there last year, but it wasn't quite the same without the fans, and you know, I think that's going to totally change the experience. So yeah, I'm really excited to go.
Almost like opening day. The excitement's definitely there. Butterflies, but it's fun, you know.
Probably just the history of it, and you know how long it's been around baseball, and how long it's been a staple of being in the big leagues and going there with you know, the ivory on the fence, and just, you know, just all the history there, I think is incredible.
We definitely go out there and do our prep work prior to the game to kind of, you know, do what we can with how the wind's blowing that day, and then with the dimensions, you know, with the ivy and the wall and all that stuff, we just do our best we can out there. You know, it's a little tricky, but you know, we do our due diligence before the game to try to prepare.
Yeah, I mean, it's the best fans in baseball, so you're just out there trying to do your best and just, you know, trying to make the city proud.
Definitely silencing a crowd. You know, that's kind of just that last punch back at them, you know, by your actions on the field, which is how you get it done.
It's going to be awesome knowing that even on the road, we still have support.
Straight ahead on Cardinals Insider, the legacy of Stan Musial lives on. Also coming up,
Look what we have right down here, ready to go.
what's cooking in the Cardinals kitchen? See more after the break. This past November would have been Stan Musial's 100th birthday. Part of the club's celebration of the event included this tribute video memorializing the legacy of the greatest Cardinal ever.
Stan Musial. His brilliance could come in blinding bursts, hitting 5 home runs in a single day's doubleheader, leading the league in singles, doubles, triples, and RBIs over a single season, worthy of one of the greatest nicknames in sports, Stan the Man. Stan matched his hustle with humility. He retired with 17 records, even as he missed a season in his prime to serve his country in the Navy. Stan remains to this day an icon, untarnished, a beloved pillar of the community, a gentleman you'd want your kids to emulate.
Now the batter is Musial. Stan flied to left his first time. There's a drive by Musial. It's going to be a home run.
He was a superstar that not only put up fabulous numbers, but from a personal level, his stardom never intimidated. He was so comfortable within himself that he made everybody around him feel comfortable, and that is a very unusual trait for a superstar.
Stan waits. Now the stretch from the belt. Here's the pitch. Line drive, there it is! Into left field! Hit number 3,000! A run is scored! Musial around first! On his way to second with a double! Holy cow, he came through!
When Musial retired, I cried in every ballpark in the National League. Every place they went, you know, in the last trip in, they honored Musial. I cried. He didn't cry. Musial didn't cry, but I cried. You know, when you used to hear about this guy, you say, well, it can't be true. Then when you meet him, you say, it's an act. And then when you watch it and watch it and watch it and watch him perform, and then after he quit, the way he deports himself, you say it's amazing. He's one of a kind. And then you look in the record book and see what he did. You see where he came from, Monroe, Pennsylvania. You say that they won't make them like that anymore. Yeah, they do. They come along and they find out where they're supposed to be. They're supposed to be in baseball and they're supposed to be starting.
When I was walking to my statue, I have a bad knee. And you know why I have a bad knee? I hit too many triples.
The pitch to Musial. A hot shot on the ground into right field, a base hit. Here's throw around third. Here's a no throw. The Cardinals lead 1-0. Listen to the crowd. Now listen, Gary Kolb is going to replace Musial. There he goes.
As far as I was concerned, I was most happiest when I put on the uniform and played baseball.
Still to come.
Should I just go like this?
If you're going to go in any way you want to.
We head into the Cards kitchen to see what's cooking today. Today on Cards Kitchen, Chef Norman Taylor teaches our Ben Holtmeyer how to make the beloved Mega Slice pizza. Let's take a closer look.
Welcome to Cards Kitchen. I'm Ben Holtmeyer. With me today is Executive Sous Chef, Chef Norman Taylor.
Yes, sir.
And, Chef, what are we making today?
We are going to make Mega Slice pizza. Are you ready for that?
I'm ready.
Now, first thing you got to do when you're making pizza is you have to dock the pizza. This is a dough docker. The reason you do that, you're putting holes into your crust so that you make sure all the heat comes through, that the pizza cooks completely. And of course, no pizza is right unless you have the sauce.
Any kind of special sauce here?
Well, now this is Busch Stadium special sauce. I would tell you about the seasoning in it, but then you'd have to either work for me or we'd have to get married, and that ain't gonna work. We can't do that. Now, once you got a good amount of sauce on there, we're going to use whole milk mozzarella.
Okay.
This is the best cheese. It melts the best. We do have some St. Louis blend cheese that's available, but this is the best one for you. Pizzas will come in two different ways here. We do a pepperoni and we do a cheese. If you go up into our Redbird Club, we do a variety of pizzas where you can get cheese, pepperoni and sausage, and vegetarian. But what we've come to find out from the customers, from our loyal fan base, is cheese and pepperoni on a Mega Slice is what they want, so that's what we're going to serve. Now, today, just so you saw it, we are going to do half pepperoni, half cheese. That way, once I get done, you will be able to sample both the pepperoni and the cheese. Now that, sir, is what you come up with when you get half pepperoni and half cheese on the pizza. We take this one, gotta have your pizza peel, and we're gonna put this in the oven, and we're gonna have this for lunch a little later on.
Sounds good to me.
But for you, I have come prepared because I know you always are ready to have a little taste of something.
I'm ready.
So, look what we have right down here, ready to go.
Doesn't get much better than that.
That is a cooked Mega Slice pizza.
Beautiful.
Now, good old rocking pizza, right down the middle, corner to corner.
I need to get one of these. This seems like a lot easier pizza slicer.
It'll get through you all the way, and that, sir, is a Mega Slice. Now, so you can go down on the concourse, main concourse, go to stand 139, get Mega Slice. You come around to the third base side, you'll be able to get Mega Slice at stand 162. If you happen to be on the third level, you can go to third base again, stand 264, you will find Mega Slice, and on the upper concourse, right next to our Budweiser Burger Bar, stand 437, which one are you gonna have?
You know, I think I'm gonna have to go with the pepperoni.
Well, I think you, sir, can go ahead and bite in and get in. You don't need no box.
Just gonna take the whole
Just
thing?
take the whole, that's
like
the Mega
this?
Slice, just like that.
Should I just go like this?
If you're gonna go in any way you want to.
I think it's probably all over my face now, right?
No, you're good this time.
That is really good. All right.
How's that?
It is, now I can do it.
Mwah.
Perfect.
Mega Slice Pizza is available every game in all of those 4 sections that I brought you in. We make the pizza every game. It's not always fresh. Sauce is made every day. We're gonna make sure we have enough for everybody. Please come and see us at all our stadiums.
And of course, there's tons of other foods around the ballpark just as good as Mega Slice. So if you want to find out where all those other options are, check out the MLB Ballpark app with the food guide. My name is Ben Holtmeyer, that's Chef Norman Taylor. We'll see you next time on Card's Kitchen.
In just a bit,
Bill Greason has this incredible backstory.
looking back at the legacy of the first black Cardinals pitcher, right-hander Bill Greason. Bill Greason pitched for the Cardinals in 1954, becoming the first black hurler in club history. But after his professional career, he continued to make an impact on the world, living a life dedicated to equality and baseball.
He outdueled Don Newcombe, one-hit a Jackie Robinson-led team, and played alongside the likes of Willie Mays and Roberto Clemente, and did all of it with only 3 big league appearances to his name.
Bill Greason has this incredible backstory, and pitching for the Cardinals is almost a blip on the radar.
His stay in St. Louis lasted just 4 innings in 1954, and due to a cruel quirk in his contract, upon call-up he took a $300 pay cut in order to become the first black pitcher in Cardinals history. Still, between the minors, winter ball, semi-pro, and the Negro Leagues, Greason placed himself among the who's who of the game's golden age. He was demoted from the majors in June of '54, finishing out his career in the Card system. After baseball, his impact on the world kept building, fighting for civil rights alongside his childhood neighbor, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
Greason would later become a reverend and pastor himself, and was a critical voice in the civil rights movement after he retired from baseball. So not only becoming a childhood contemporary of Martin Luther King Jr., but becoming a colleague of his as they were fighting for civil rights together.
Greason was serving as one of the pastors at 16th Street Baptist Church in Birmingham on September 15, 1963, when the Ku Klux Klan set off a bomb, killing 4 little girls. The push for equality intensified after the attack, and the next year, the Civil Rights Act of 1964 was passed. In 2014, Greason returned to St. Louis for a public acknowledgement of his part in the franchise's integration, a fitting tribute for a man who mentored Bob Gibson in AAA, fought for his country on Iwo Jima, stood up for the true ideals of America, and broke a barrier on the mound too. For Cardinals Insider, I'm Brett McMillan.
This year, we are honoring Mike Shannon all season long. His contributions in the radio booth have been unforgettable. We've been reliving some of those moments here on Cardinals Insider. We've also been working in messages from some of Mike's famous friends too. Here's a message from the Mad Hungarian, Al Rabowski.
Congratulations, Mike Shannon, on 50 years of broadcasting. I've traveled with you for about 40 of those years, and boy, have I had a great time. You have shown me the world, and trust me, I've been thanking you ever since. Congratulations, Mike.
And still to come, you ask, I answer. It's Ask Ozzy after the break. It's time for this week's Ask Ozzy. Claire from Chicago asked, what was the rivalry and the intensity like playing against the Cubs? Well, for me it was always exciting because it didn't matter where we were in the standings. It was always going to be an exciting series, and the one that comes to mind right away was the day my friend Willie McGee hit for the cycle and Ryan Sandberg ruined the party by hitting a home run to tie the game I think it was the 9th inning, and then the Cubs went on to win. So the rivalry has always been intense, and it doesn't matter where we are in the standings. Thanks for the question, Claire. If you want to submit a question, head to cardinals.com/insider and click the Ask Ozzy tab. There's more still to come here on Cardinals Insider, so don't go anywhere. There's nothing like a walk-off win. We gathered some of our favorite Cardinal walk-offs from over the years. Here's a look during this week's Redbird Reels.
Look at my shine with the glow. This is my time.
Carpenter, base hit! Here comes Molina. He's being waved in. Relay to the plate. Save! He's saved! Carpenter comes through. It's a sweep of the doubleheader. Unbelievable. 3-2.
It ain't a game now. Me and you, we ain't the same now. Lions coming out to play now.
Fly ball, deep right, and this will do it. They'll walk him off for the second consecutive game. Bader, the fly ball into right. It's a walk-off, 4-3.
Swing and a long one. Get up, baby. Get up, get up, get up. Good night. 1-1 in this series. Another home run. Unbelievable. Wong, a leadoff home run in the bottom of the ninth, and the Cardinals win it 5-4.
Molina swings, and it's a high fly ball. Left field. This should win it. The catch is made by Duvall. Tagging at third. Wong comes down the line. The throw home. We're going to game 5. It's a Redbird winner.
You don't want to try me. Just step up to my team. Yeah, out of the way. Yeah, yeah. Out of the way. Yeah, yeah. Out of the way.
That's it for today. You can watch us on this station each week or catch full episodes on YouTube. Plus, we're always online at cardinals.com/insider. Until next time, I'm Ozzie Smith, and I'll see you next week.